So how clever is that? That research design to have, completely made up words and then, cause the children on the fly to have to put them into the past tense or to pluralize them so that you can see in action them applying the grammar rules on the fly. It makes it pretty much impossible to follow the Skinnerian idea that children are just mimicking what they've heard their parents uttering, or that they are only uttering things that they've been reinforced for. So the great thing about these tests, like you just watched in that video, is that it reveals that these errors that we see all around the world at roughly the same age, where children say things like "goed" instead of "went," or my personal favorite, they'll say "wented." So they say the past tense correctly, but then they put an ed on the end of it. It's almost like their brain is saying, "I know that this is a special case, so I'm going to treat it as a special case and do it incorrectly." My daughter had a fun one. She said "falded," with two eds on it. So she knew it was a special word, so she went ahead and put two eds on it instead of the correct thing, which would be to say "fell." These kinds of errors in the past tense, or superlative errors where you hear little kids saying "bestest friend" and things like that, or pluralization errors where they say "my feets," or "eyes." I've heard a lot of kids say these are my eyes. These kinds of errors occur in every language. Clearly they'll follow the rules of that language, all around the world at roughly the same time. And what Chomsky argued is that you start to see the errors when the vocabulary exceeds 1,000 words. And now it's easier to apply the rule than it is to try and remember each individual word. So that's the basic theory hypothesis for why you see these errors in children starting around the age of 3 and persisting for as much as another 5 years on some rare words. I still, as an adult, sometimes hover over words trying to, am I conjugating this past tense of drink correctly? Is it drink? Is it drank? Is it drunk? I'm not sure. Sometimes I hover over some of them myself, even as an adult. So, some of these special case words probably never really become easy for us because we just don't use them that often. Whoops, didn't mean to start that. Meant to hit next to it. There we go. Now, what I'd like you to watch on this one is another Alan Alda piece, and this one is talking about language acquisition also, and phoneme processing, and grammar. It's really interesting to look at it from the other side, where you have a fully grown adult learning a second language or a later language learning child, and what impacts that has on their language. So go ahead and watch this video, and we'll see you on the other side.